All right, what is up, you guys? I'll be going over today's trade recap real quick. Um, so the entry on this account, this is just a paper account, so this is not my actual account. But the trade I took on this one was different than the one I actually took on the live account. But it's basically the same exact, almost the same exact entry, just a little bit different. So I'll just be going over my daily buys first. So going into the day, I actually had no buys. I did not know what we were gonna do. So really, yesterday was cleaner simply because of the fact that we had this gap that we saw we were respecting, and so that was kind of an obvious long for me, at least in the moment. And then overnight we inversed this gap. We still had this tiny gap right here, and I wasn't sure if we wanted to hold down or if we wanted to go lower. I could very easily see us going lower, but that's obviously not what we did. On ES, it was very, very, very similar. I guess we're targeting these highs up here. Wow. So basically, let me just move this out of the way real quick. All right. So on ES, it was honestly very similar. We had very similar draws on liquidity, very similar targets. Now, the only thing was that on ES, we had these gaps still respected on the 4 hour. And so that was a bit more confluence for us to go higher, for us to respect these gaps, and for us to mimic that on NQ. And so I was more so bullish going into the day. Now, as we can see here, we had pretty similar amounts of draws and liquidity to the downside. The only difference was that on ES, we swept out this low right here, and on NQ, we didn't. So we had a bullish SMT. So I wanted to see at least these highs up here. As we can see right here, we have buy side liquidity target. This was my ultimate target for the day because of that SMT that we had. I wanted to see us finally take out that high so that the SMT would be completed. And so obviously I was more bullish, but during market open, I was a bit skeptical, and I'll show you guys why. Okay, yeah. So basically, we had this SMT, we had draws liquidity to the upside. We were seeing bullish pressure. Now, obviously, I was telling myself, well, we might be respecting this gap, go lower. And so, to be fair, I was very, very in between. I didn't really have a clear draw, except for when we made this move. I'll show you guys. And so one thing I want to point out is when we're trading, a lot of times we'll get a manipulation leg and then we'll get an extension. That's what we want to look for, right? So we want to see a leg that allows us to ultimately move in the direction that we want it to, right? So we want a manipulation leg, basically sweeping liquidity to give us enough, say, buying pressure to push us up to the target of the day. And so as we can see, this was a target that I had. This was my buy side liquidity draw. And this is basically market open. This is 920, 925, 930. 930, we can see we come down, we get our manipulation leg, sweep both of these sell side draws. And for me to want to go long, I want to see us inverse all of these gaps. I want to see us, eliminate all the bearish or the bearish confluence. And so basically, right here, we didn't inverse this gap right here, but on ES we did, and we closed above the 79% Fibonacci retracement. So that was enough for me. That's all I needed to see. However, right here, yeah, we still didn't do it. Regardless, though, right? We sweep all this liquidity, allowing us to get a retracement, which was perfect because on ES we swept this draw. However, I wasn't convinced that we were going to get an SMT because we were super bullish. We already took out these lows down here. It was clear that we were targeting that buy side liquidity draw. So all I needed was a retracement because I didn't want to enter when we were so overextended. And so I waited, scale down to the 1 minute time frame. Okay, and we still don't we still don't take out this drawn liquidity, and so we get a retracement into a fair value gap. I don't think equilibrium got hit. Regardless, we retrace into the 5 minute fair value gap, and then on this candle right here, we basically inverse all these fair value gaps, and so I enter on this right here on the live account. I didn't get a chance to enter on this one right here on this account. I'll show you guys the executions on this one. Okay. This is also posted on my Instagram. And so basically, I just entered after we got a retracement into this 1 minute fair value gap. On this account, on again the live account, entered right here after we invalidated all this bearish order flow. And so I entered. I go long. I take away. I think it was most of my position. I had like 15 micros in this. I took away 10, and then I left 5, and then I closed out. I closed out fully somewhere in this range when we took out the highs. On ES, I just left my full position to this draw right here on this account because it doesn't really matter. And so this was my live account trade, and this was the trade on this account. And so that's basically it for me today, guys. Yeah, again, one thing I want to point out is a lot of times during market open, we'll be consolidating and we'll have draws and liquidity on both sides. But we want to look out for is we want to see a breakout. We want to see some sort of liquidity get swept. That is our manipulation leg, and then an extension to the upside, which is our goal for the day, right? That's our goal. And so our goal was obviously longs. Our goal was obviously this target, and that was given to us by basically just sweeping sell side, invalidating bearish order flow, and then finding an entry to go long, which was the objective of the day. So that's basically it for me today, guys. I hope you guys found some sort of value from this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow my Instagram. I post daily, post great content. My Discord is up. The link is in the bio. The link should be in the description of this video. And yeah, I mean, I basically post my daily trade journal, so you guys want to read through what my thought process was. I'm also gonna be posting different things like gym. I don't even know, but right now it's just mainly trading stuff. So go ahead and please join that. I'm trying to build a community, and yeah, boys, that's basically it for me today. I'll see you guys in the next one.